Pokey got a brand new dance, babe. Are you ready? Are you ready? Hey, hey, look at here, look at here. I got a brand new dance, and all I need from you, baby, is be willing to take a chance. Now it don't really matter, baby, if you're young or old. Just get on the dance floor and baby, let's flow. Get on the good foot. Just get on the good foot. Break it down on the scene like a sex machine. Wait a minute. Get on the good foot. Just get on the good foot. Break it down on the scene like a sex machine. Wait a minute. Anime said poke it. Said show me your dance. I said thanks anime for taking a chance. Suddenly we on the dance floor, losing our minds. Then I heard the DJ say, poke it one more time. Get on the good foot. Get on the good foot. Break it down on the scene, baby, like a sex machine. Wait a minute. Get on the good foot. Get on the good foot. Get on the good foot. Break it down on the scene, baby, like a sex machine. Wait a minute. I dedicate this dance song to my boy James Brown. He still lives with me. I gotta bring on the sound. On your mark, get ready. Get ready, set, go. All you have to do is concentrate and let it flow. Get on the good foot. Get on the good foot. Get on the good foot. Get on the good. Break it down on the scene, baby, like a sex machine. Wait a minute. Get on the good foot. Get on the good foot. Get on the good foot. Get on the good. Break it down on the scene, baby, like a sex machine. Wait a minute. Get on it. Get on. Get in there. 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 Get on the good foot. Get on the good foot. Get on the good foot. Get on the good. Break it down on the scene like a sex machine. Wait a minute. Get out. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Look at here. Look at here. Look at here. Look at here. Baby girl, come on. Come on. Throw your hands. Throw your hands. Move your feet, baby. Move your feet like a sex machine. Wait a minute. Get on the good foot. Get on the good. Get on the good foot. Get on the good. Break it down on the scene like you a sex machine. Wait a minute. Get on the good foot. Get on the good foot. Get on the good foot. Break it down on the scene like you a sex machine. I've been poking back. I've been poking back. I need y'all to get on the good foot, baby. Get on the good. Louisiana blues, bro.
Hey, baby, we're about to go to the grocery store, okay?
All right, though.
And we'll be back.
All right, baby. Y'all be good now.
Bye, baby. Don't do nothing crazy either.
Hello, Daddy. Hey, darling, put mommy on the phone. Yeah, Barbara, it's Richie. Yeah, look, I ain't never coming home no more. Take it easy.
I left home, baby, to be with my side you wonder where I've been, I searched to find love again. Well, I came back to let you know, got a thing for you, and I can't let it go. And my friends wonder what is wrong with me. Well, I'm in this daze from your love to see. I came back to let you know, got a thing for you, and I can't let it go. Some people go around the world for love, and they never find what they dream of. What you won't do, do for love. You tried everything, but you won't give up. In my world, only you make me do for love what I would not do. Put the sallies up, they get the sallies up, light the sallies up, put the sallies up, come on, hey, light them up, baby, hey girl, put it up, put the sallies up, they get the sallies up, light the sallies up, now put the sallies up, come on, hey, here we go, baby, here we go, scash it, hey, man, I can, not somebody, once I got to love myself, and then somebody else, say it with me, yeah, I said I can, not somebody, once I got to love myself, and then somebody else, yeah, here we go, come on, hey. You are only one, the best is true, I can't believe the things I do for you. You won't do for love. You tried everything, but you don't give up. In my world, only you make me do for love what I would not do. Make me do for love what I would not do. Make me do for love what I would not do.
Remember the first time we connected the eye. Something about the vibe I just couldn't describe. Feelings I wouldn't hide with my heart open wide. Loving I like to do until I'm satisfied. Your heart I gotta catch it, your love I gotta have it. I done tried everything in the book. Tricks, rabbit, clicks, and ever ratchet, and it's plain to see. Sam Black, baby, Ashley B.
Do for love, do for love. What you won't do for love, do for love, do for love. What you won't do for love, do for love, do for love. What you won't do for love, do for love, do for love. What you won't do, what you won't do.
Thursday.
Right,
But I'll let
right.
him tell you the juice on that. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you. Yes, each and every Thursday night down Allure Nightclub, 711 8th Street, along the 8th Street corridor. The mighty Haru Music Experience will be hitting.
Haru is the name of the band,
Yes,
right?
Haru.
Okay.
Peru, the word. Everybody asks me about the word. It comes from derives from the ancient Kemet word haru, and it's spelled different. We pulled the X, but it means vision.
Okay.
It means vision. It's like the third eye. Some people call it the third eye. Some people call it the first. See, everybody has it. They just don't refer
Exercise
to
it right. Or
it refer to us. Everybody
Right.
has it, but it's that. But you have your own, and I have my own for the music that we create and stuff. And I found during my time with music in certain groups that I saw and open up things that nobody else was thinking. It's like, oh man, you thought of, oh wow, I didn't think of it like that. So if that happened enough for me to actually come up with that name.
Okay. And like I told y'all before, don't sleep because like you hear me and brother with all our little artifacts around here. See, there's more people in the walking awake. See, I keep telling y'all, what you say, bro? 144.
Yeah.
Percent,
144,000.
It's all these people in the world.
The name, right? Because when that name, when I first seen it, I was like, wow, damn. I wish I'd have thought of that, right? But Earth, Wind, and Fire, I always say they was before their time.
Right.
Because you listen to their music now.
Everything.
The stuff that I was opening my eyes to, they talking about it back then. I was like, damn.
That was one of their albums.
Yes,
You
was.
know?
Open your eyes.
You
Yeah.
understand? So for you to pick that name and that title now, that's something big right there. So we can be looking for some. I'm talking about the metaphysics side.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm looking for that to come.
It was something big for me, and I just happened to have a few people. The Most High sent me some people that would actually embrace that vision and all that.
Sent you another one right here.
And, yeah. And right here, I'm serious. I have am able to reach back and get some of the musicians that I played with in my younger years,
right.
and they came right on board. And I had you guys met Miss Dre, Miss Adrian Berkeley, who was actually she's that glue to it all. She brought it to it. She believed in what I believed in, and that's a must when you're trying to actually accomplish things with the group.
Gotta
of people.
have you on the same page. You got to.
Yeah. So it's working out. It ain't easy.
Right. And that work out easy. You know what I'm saying?
No.
So I weighed this thing 3 times with me and brother because we been going through some stuff around this thing. Bands, studio, everything.
And so, like I said, with that being said, when I be asking these questions, you might just think I'm just asking questions. Nah, I'm asking a lot for me. You know what I'm saying? Because like this music game, man, is a trip. And I ain't gonna really put it on the music. I'll put it on the people.
It's the people.
And the music. Right. So, like you said, that was good. And you say you had that your manager like the glue to everything. And when you said you came up with that name, that was a good name. So when you actually start picking members, did you hand pick them yourself, or how did that come about? And did you have problems getting it? Because I know when I knew of you back then, you was on the Congos, and then when I re-seen you, you was on the front lead mic. You know what I'm saying? So how did that take place?
They say, how much time you got?
He said we can go.
No.
But that's just one of the questions that, that when I first seen you guys play.
Yeah.
I said, oh, he ain't on the Congos, he ain't on the mic. So when they say, who I told, I said, yeah, I knew. I thought I was going to see you on the Congos. But, you was on the mic holding it down. So.
Yeah, I would always have the love to play percussion. Period. And then, one of these days it's coming. It's coming because the go-go community are gonna start having. They're moving towards having percussionists instead of just a congo player. We lived with that for years. Right. But I love the congo, and I still play in the studio. I played on this that you just heard.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So basically, you ain't lose nothing.
No, I ain't speed. Yeah, because and that's another thing. I'm get out there with the way these youngins play today. No. No, but how I ended up from playing the congas to the front, up front on the mic, that was suggested from who I call my baby girls. Her name is Ashley B. They call her Ashley B. She's with Belladonna now. She's a vocalist. She was with my first at the beginning of this song.
Oh, okay.
And she's singing on that song also. And she called me Pop-Pop. She said, Pop-Pop, you need to come, because I sung at church a lot.
Oh, okay.
All the time. Oh, they kept me busy at church.
Oh, okay.
So she felt like, you need to be up front. Come on up front here. So, and then the rest of the band agreed. And I'm up there, and I'm like, okay, this is something I've seen for years. I've seen Sugar Bear, seen James Funk, seen Taylor. All of those years, taking all that in, it paid off.
Okay,
Because I'd have been totally lost. I was lost a little bit, but not totally. I had some people that I've been watching for years, and I come on up front, and then not only with just being able to actually what they call run the one and actually have vocal ability to actually sing also, and then behind the scenes produce and arrange, because this one here is more of a range. The message is different than what Bobby Caldwell did. But you have to listen, to know the difference. It's a few people that caught it right off the top, but then.
That's what I'm doing when I go back home. I was just watching the video.
I caught it right off the top. Because like I said, I performed it at the Apollo. So I caught the difference of it right off the top. Because my mother bought me the Bobby Caldwell version. Matter of fact, it came out, the 45 was in a heart vinyl clear shaped record, 45.
Oh, look at you.
When I first got it. Yes, sir. So my mother, she was a vinyl connoisseur. We had everything. But to tag on to the question you said, so like Mr. Antoine here, he's the manager of the October Rising. Mm-hmm. He was saying when, he does everything. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm saying. You're saying that you was in the Congos, now you're on the front line, you did your studio, your range. So being able to, between you two guys, being able to do everything, I see the advantage it had for you, being a musician with Leadhead. I just now I can go there. Behave yourself. Alrighty
then.
But anyway, what I was trying to say.
Come on. Go ahead. Let me go a little closer to the mic.
Get in the mix. Keep it on the one.
Keep it on the one. What I was trying to say, when you can do everything, so it does has a giving factor because you're able to maneuver in spots where you're missing something, like like they said, a missing ingredient or something. You're able to maneuver to fill in. What's needed. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, what's the really true advantage of being able to do everything? Mostly everything.
Well, you can do a lot because it's your vision.
Right.
Okay.
It's creating your vision.
It's your vision, and a lot of times when you're fully focused into that vision, you see all the pieces. And you see all the needed pieces, and you, and when I say see, I mean visually and mentally, and you hear, and you see it, and it's just having the people around you to buy into the vision.
Oh, okay.
And it's just, and
then nobody see your vision but you.
Correct.
Right, but you gotta sell it to them. You gotta have once they gain that trust in you, he can tell you. Once they have that trust in you, they'll buy off and whatever you need them to do, for the most part, 80-70%, because you're gonna fight with somebody. It's just not just one of them things.
It's just not a way the world is.
I'm gonna say this like this though. Unless you Prince or Michael Jackson or somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I heard about him getting with some resistance, but you ain't giving much because he want do that one thing.
Yeah, Michael don't play. You was just talking about how Prince was serious about his
fighting
music.
with the band members, but then he ended up fighting with the damn record company. So
something.
Still got to fight.
Well,
let me say this. first and foremost. You guys probably aren't aware, but Ula Tony and I, we go way, way back.
Oh, I'm
grinding
aware.
on the stage.
I'm aware from the EU days, but I don't know anything before that.
No. It was during the EU days, and he can vouch for that. Tony can vouch. You know, we had our disagreements with this person, with that person, but when we got on stage, it was like magic. Because we had that hunger in us. We all had that hunger. And there was a time when other bands didn't really want to come on stage with us.
I just asked them, you know, while we was on break. You know, because when I know that, you know, you was going to be on the show, I was laying in bed one night. And I don't know why that thought came to me. Someone said, ask them. I remember one year being down at Anacostia Park. Remember they used to do them shows outside? Yeah. And it was nothing but like
Summer
waves of people. Yeah, Summer in the Park.
That's right.
And EU was down there. And when they was sitting there, ooh la la la, in the crowd, you know, Sugar Bear had everybody doing that, ooh la. And he was on the concourse. He basically the highlight of that song. I was asking him, how did that make him feel? Because, you know, that got to be a hell of a rush right there. But he said, I'll let you say it.
Well, before I go on, I'll let this man, because she asked the question, and I gave my opinion, but I'll let him elaborate.
So how does it work for you by you knowing how to do, multiple things in the band?
My main advantage is 3 o'clock in the morning. When I hear a song in my head, I can see myself on stage, I can see myself singing lyrics, playing the guitar. I can jump up right away. I have a studio in my place. So I run straight and start recording. Now sometimes I'll record just enough to remember what the heck I thought of at 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. All the times I just stay up through the night and just play what I heard on stage, which I never heard that song. It's a new song, but I could dream the whole song. So that's one way it's an advantage, and another way is write the whole song out and let the band hear it and learn their parts and play it. Or one time I had the whole song done in my studio and brought it in and they sang the background to it. So there are a lot of different ways because I don't play any instruments like trumpet, tenor, baritone. I don't play those, but all of the string instruments and all the keyboard instruments and all that stuff I play, and I can sing all of the background parts.
Okay. Can I ask you something to that?
Drum patches.
Yeah. Well, either I can play the drums or I can just use my drum machine and play it through that and go.
Let me ask you something to that, what you just said. Do you believe music comes from you or through you?
Both.
Yeah, because when you say like
woke up at 3 in the morning, and you know that's the hour, right?
Right, yeah. Man.
Yeah. I've done that a lot. I know he's done it.
Yeah.
It's just like, whoa. But sometimes you wake up.
And what happened is, me a couple times, you know how you be tired, and you say, okay, I'm gonna take this nap, and when I wake up, I'm gonna record. Then you wake back up, that song gone.
You gotta catch that moment. You gotta catch that moment.
Yeah, that crucial creativity.
You gotta catch that moment.
Is most important. So so you come from your creative point at some people call the witching hour, but it's for those who are awake. That's our hour where we get out our creativity, our creativity, our meditation, our intentions, everything that we sow into the universe. That's when is the best time for us that are awake. Because I operate in that time too. Because I can't sleep past 4, and I'm up every morning at between 3:45 and 4 in the morning. And soon I get up, like you said, I grab my journals, either to my songwriting or either to my show or even to the club night or something that's making me think about what I need to do next to get to the next level.
Right, but you have to put enough of it down to remember what you
exactly. To go back to it.
Right. Back during the tape era,
the recording.
I would wake up and put dun 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 bye and wake up and won't know what
that mean?
What the heck it was about. So I have to put enough down to get the juice in my head of what I meant at the time. I might play some bass lines, I might play whatever, just to get the power into it. So once I hear it again, I know what I meant.
And that's why this smartphone.
I ain't lying. That's where I get it. I'm trying.
I'm admit to it.
I grab mine.
I'm admit to allegedly, it has dumbed me down. I mean, I know I'm not the only one, but this thing is a bad boy.
Well,
you know, you can pick it up and go la 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 la, and then tomorrow you be like, okay.
Yeah, but I'm coming from before you even had those.
Right, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying, but I'm just saying now that we have this technology, it's so much easier.
He's before the pages.
The reason why
I know me.
the reason why I asked you that question is because I found out like music can come through you, like as a child.
Mm-hmm.
I had a song one time, right? It came to me, it was a gospel song, pretty song. And I hummed it into my phone and recorded it and everything, right? Just the melody of it. I never did nothing with it, right? Then I turned around and heard it on the radio one day.
Oh.
I was like, but I ain't never it was just something personal to me. So that let me know, I said, that song came to me and I ain't do nothing with it. It went somewhere else and that person had to do something with it. You understand what I'm saying?
See, the Bible says God make the rocks cry out. Yeah. So if you don't do it, somebody or something gonna do it.
That was something I learned. That was an experience for me.
Yeah. So, you know.
So when you get to that creative, I'm sorry, I'd go back to you. You saying that after that creative part and you being able to do those things and get people on your line to come along with your vision, that's a job.
It is. It's a task within itself, and you know all it's. Some people you got to catch them at the right time, in the right situations to get them, because if sometimes you could walk into a rehearsal and they got all this going on, you want to get them to buy into it, and it does not stick, and then you just like, man, I get back to you.
I got a couple of numbers on my phone that I can give you that you don't have to worry about all that.
Yeah.
If you give that song to him, he'll ingest it, he'll pull it and play it. And you know,
I know. I believe me. I know. But
I mean, even with my brother,
yeah.
You give him the bass line, he's gonna play it. He ain't gonna I don't know about that lineman right there, man. Let's change it.
Oh, I gotta go home and practice and come back. But that stuff kills
you just gotta get some dudes.
Yeah. It's in it.
I like the answer right there.
Yeah.
So once you get everybody in place and everybody's put in a order, and so who comes up with who wanted to recreate the Bobby Caldwell song? That was you?
That was all me. And the whole arrangement with everything, the horn lines, the hits, solo breaks, everything. And see, it came from the meaning from it, from where I came from a personal place. I was going through something. And I wasn't loving myself.
That's the best time to write. Most creative time.
Yeah, I wasn't loving myself at the right time, and then I found out I was doing a lot of things for people that didn't appreciate it, and I was trying to get them to see me for me and whatever. So that's why at the top of it says, ladies and gentlemen, I have an announcement to make. For those of you who've been doing all the right things in the wrong situation, then it's the Godfather's Go-Go says, once you learn to love yourself, you can love everybody else. That's the first message. And then when Bobby says, guess you wonder where I've been, I'm not talking to a person. I'm talking to myself.
Right.
I've been gone. And I got back to me. And what I won't do to, do for, so that's how that went. And I arranged it to where it was danceable. Almost everything I do is always going to be coming from home. And home is go-go. It's going to have that drive. It's going to be underneath. If nothing else, it's going to be laced with it somewhere.
Got that Ken Boy kick to it, swinging that hi-hat on that go-go beat.
Yeah. So it's going to be done like that. And
I guess that's why it's perceived so well, because of your story behind the music of which it says some people madness. But it worked out fine because that song that when he said it, what you won't do for love, people were thinking, wow, you know. And then Pac came out with his version, you know, and the way he sung about it,
right,
he was chasing.
Right.
You know, he was saying how he would do what he would do for love. Yeah. You know, and then your version is coming out, you telling the story about self-love.
Right.
So, with all the attributes of you explaining your feelings through that process, and so are you happy with how your story came out?
Of course.
Okay.
Yes, I'm happy.
You feeling it? Because I felt it.
Yeah,
I felt it when you first played.
And
that's important.
I got a question too, because like I said, I like the whole project, the video and everything. Was it actually expensive to put that product out the way you did it, on the level you did it?
Everything's expensive when you ain't got all that kind of money.
That purse matters.
you know, but it worked out. It worked out. You know, I'm like most musicians around here. You gotta have a job, but you know, you invest in your dream.
Invest in yourself as a self.
That piece of work right there, you can always go back and pull it up. I mean, years from now. And there's a lot of musicians out here right now. They don't invest in themselves. They got good work, but then later on down the road, they don't have really too much to show for it. But they played a lot of gigs. You know,
because a lot of people are not doing originals.
You captured some space and time right there.
You did that.
Yeah. So I'll get back to, because I didn't want to forego the question you asked me about the feeling of what you feeling from the stage when the people are responding. You know,
I thought you were talking it for a minute.
No. That is extrinsic motivation at its highest.
Yeah. Right.
At its highest. The electricity from the people that's coming, and it's a give and take. If you weren't mentally high when you got there,
right, it's a rush.
You definitely when that comes out, you definitely high. Yeah. And then T.O., was I the baby of the group at that time?
You were.
Yeah, I'm the baby of the group. And this little hook that Bad came up, who was that Curtis Mayfield he grabbed that from? Ooh la la la.
I think it came from when we would do roll call, and then he just started this chant with you, ooh la la la, and let you do your thing, and then this music started coming around with it. That's how we actually create songs.
Yeah. Like you say, you got the creative pop, you got these musicians together.
Because see, you know, Ula, if you remember, when we first started doing it live, we didn't have music.
It was just a beat. It's a beat I created from, you know, it was basically,
a certain pocket beat.
Bear would holler that thing, and when we had this chemistry on stage it was awesome. It was, I mean, we would feed all the trouble. We didn't have to do much. All you had to do was do something, and then the lights start going on all around the stage.
Right.
And so when Bear would holler that, I created that beat to ride up, to bring the thing up even higher, because you know go-go is call and response.
Right.
That's almost 70% of it. Yeah. So when he would call it out, I would, you know, I came up with the beat to, you know, to keep that thing moving.
Right.
And then next, you know, there was a song written on that hook.
Right.
And the rest is history.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because that was like a big hit. Even like when I asked Tino, when he was down the 930 Club, and he did that solo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a classic. Right.
Yeah.
Today. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I just say, wow, y'all, I already know y'all know about that feeling, that electricity.
Yeah.
And all that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
You know, I'm sorry, but there's some musicians who haven't. They play around here, but there's some musicians who haven't played in front of a mass of people. You know, that we had the opportunity to play at.
Right.
And that separated the men from the boys.
Right.
Exactly.
And when we got on stage, we didn't care. It could have been 1 million people. We gonna do our thing.
Right.
And that was a good thing when we all was playing together.
Right.
You know, and then after all the smoke is cleared and everything is done, you see all them people out there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the truth. Even back then, we just had like recorders and stuff. We ain't had like these.
Yeah,
phones.
cassette players. It's getting
Walkman.
big old. So you see somebody out in the crowd with a big old boom box. You know, all you see is the lights flashing from their recording. So, and that's motivation too.
That was the best times though to me. Because we was living that
You
thing.
just tapped into what I was going to ask.
You know, it's like you stand in that crowd, right? Even though I played with Pat Worth, we used to open up for a lot of them shows. I left from there and go to the outside, and I'm like a fan now, because I'm waiting for EU to come on, or Reyes or Trump, whoever it is, to get this electricity that we know is going to happen. And then don't even have a tape recorder, because you can tape it, and you stand so far back, because you want that tape to be right. Cause you going home and you making copies of that joint. You sell it around the neighborhood.
Exactly. I used to sing in
That's why we got pissed.
But also we was doing promotion
we
for
got
y'all. You know what I'm saying? I remember I tell you this story one time. Ray Essex played down. I was in high school. Ray Essex played down in Dunbar.
Yeah.
Right. And that was during the time where they stopped having people bring tape recorders in. I put my tape recorder in my locker, my gym locker. So when Ray Essex came on, they was in the gym. I went in my locker, got the tape, put it like behind the bench, you know, whatever. Got me a nice one, right?
Come get him. Come
Yeah,
get
well,
him.
that's the reason I'm telling the story, because the statute of limitations gone.
Come get him.
Okay, that was their blast for the past. Now we're going to bring you back up.
Yeah.
Okay, so now here you are, extended past the EU days, and now you're here with Haru. So this experience is sure it's totally something different.
Yes.
You might not have as many seasoned musicians.
Well, yes, I do.
You do?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so you have so, and how is that coming? Even though and I'm gonna get to you, October Riser too, because you guys are both from y'all like blast from the past, but then y'all like Back to the Future, because now y'all here and you're doing something different.
Yeah, we turned the page. It's a new era.
Right. So, how did that feel for you coming back to the future? Now you was with it, you was doing it then, and now you back here doing it again. What's the feel like from doing it then and now with the new band you're with Haru now? What's different? Can you say about the business and the music?
Well, it has its gratifying moments, but it's challenging. It's challenging, and that's one of the reasons why I ended up. Most of the guys that are in my band are veterans.
Okay.
They've been around a while, and it's a respect that we have for each other, or myself and them, that they would even come out and go at this again. Because I had took just about a 20-year break. You know, I was kind of messed up with the business for a minute there, and I took that break, and I'm going back into church and sing. And so when I came coming back to it, you know, and had these people come out and see, that's a motivator too. Because if they didn't believe in you and what you said,
they wouldn't have gave you
it was like, you know, because those guys could be doing a lot of other things with other people, whatever, you know, but they come and join with me and to create this thing. So, and to show them that, you know, I don't waste their time, you know, see the vision through. And that's what keeps me going with, because there are challenges in this music business that'll make people
that's what I wanted
quit.
to get to, right?
Put it down, say, man, that's enough. Can't take no more. I'm done. And
it'll beat you up.
But you know, the gratifying part is every level of success that I'm being blessed with each time. You know, the recordings, the response from the recordings, people coming out, and it's still a challenge because I still have, you know, I want to get at least 75% of what Tino and I was just talking about. That big massive crowd. That's why when we do the 8th Street Festival, oh my goodness, it's just flooded. You got people for blocks and miles, and when we hit the stage, it could be like just people just floating by, but as soon as we strike up, the whole front of the stage and all the way back, you have their full attention. It's all eyes on you, and you live in the dream again, and it's good,
So it's good. So it feels even better the second time around for you.
Yeah, well, you own. Well, this time because I own it.
Okay, that's what I wanted to see. Okay,
yeah.
Okay, that's the big difference.
Yes, that's the big difference right there. I own it.
All right.
Of course, I was blessed to be able to work with Sugar Bear and old Tino, and I learned a lot. Because if I didn't learn what I had the opportunity to learn from them, I wouldn't be able to do the things as well as I do them today, or if at all.
And God bless the child who had his home.
Yeah.
That's sort of like my brother.
Oh, okay.
He worked. What did you call it? Not stage crew.
Yeah, no, I mean, I was one of the engineers. I was
with Leadhead.
Yeah, guitar tech, drum tech, bass tech. I was doing all.
And then later, he became Leadhead's bass player.
Mm-hmm.
He got that experience and still have it. He's still in the group, but he always had a hankering for his own. So everything he learned from working on the crew to playing bass with me and Leadhead. Now he's got,
which is pretty demanding.
Don't talk about that. 'Cause that's me. And now he's working with October Rising. Yeah. So all of those past experiences.
Like what you say,
come into
collectively.
Yeah. Ask you a quick question.
I'm sorry.
Let me sneak in real quick. October Rise, my birthday is in October. Where that name came from?
Man, we don't have enough time, but I give you a real.
That's what I was going to ask them because there was that question. Go ahead.
I give you a real synopsis. I've heard you all tap into the Bible thing here and there, and October Rising. If you go back and do all the research in the history, the biggest events that ever took place in the Bible took place in the month of October.
Okay. My birthday October 3rd. I like that.
Wow.
So I'm going to do that research.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tino and Rick, with the experience from Leadhead.
There you go.
There you go.
Did it that time without stumbling over the other word.
Right.
But anyway, and coming to October Rising. Is it the same type of from back then to now? What is the feel for you guys? Tino, you want to go first?
What I wanted to say on that tip, see, Ula Tony is in with his group. He's in the go-go realm. That's the audience that he captured.
Right.
We're playing music, so it's a different audience.
Yeah.
And a lot of them will sit down and actually watch you play.
Yeah.
And then once you say, hey, them guys, they can play, they get up and they dance. Or if we do a show with someone else, which I would love nothing more than share the stage with Ula Tony. Because he's a veteran in his own right.
Yeah.
But the thing is, with this type of music, I was doing this back in the early 70s.
Yeah.
And I even go back further, playing with Skip.
And when you say, not to cut you off, but when you're saying this type of music, what do you mean? Like R&B, mixture,
R&B,
pop,
funk.
or funk? Okay,
It is,
R&B,
it is.
funk.
It's
Okay.
truly funk. Yeah.
Funk.
It is
Okay.
truly the funk.
I mean, we
Okay.
don't have a percussion player.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, so we don't keep the beat going. We play. It's more of a showcase type atmosphere.
Is it more like on that note, like the Parliament Funkadelics or Mother Finest or
More
something?
Mother's Finest.
Finest.
More Mother's Finest. Yeah. As a matter of fact, we do a couple of Mother's Finest. Yeah.
Okay.
Do the monkey.
She actually came down to the
Mickey's
pop like
Monkey.
3 summers ago.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
Yeah, see,
I was
I
there.
know those guys
That's my
too.
baby.
She
I
was
love
rocking.
her.
Because the group I had, we admired Mother's Finest. The group I had, Another Beginning. And we had a set that we would play. It was rock, but it had the little funk stuff to it too.
Yeah.
Parliament, we did some of their early stuff too. And then eventually, Anton introduced us to, God rest his soul, Bill Washington.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
But
And Bill Washington was
Dimensions Unlimited.
He was
Oh.
president of Dimensions.
Yeah, president.
Yeah, that was big back then.
That was big
Well,
back then.
they were lead-ins producers.
Right, yeah.
So,
Okay.
They
Right.
put us on the Duff Show.
Yeah.
That was at the stadium.
Right.
Duff 2 was at the
Capitol
Capitol
Center.
Center. And just about every major show that Dimensions put on in this city and
Right.
in Philly too,
Yeah.
we were on. We were either supporting or second in line.
Yeah.
You know, we weren't the stars because we didn't have that kind of clout at that time. But
Just to be on that envelope, that was big.
oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So is anybody doing it big like Dimensions Unlimited now?
No.
Yeah, well, Celador Productions is still around.
Yeah, but they.
But I don't
They
hear
got the
them
club.
like-
and
Yeah,
they got
but-
the club up there, right?
Celador is I don't know. They're doing big things, but it Dimensions what Dimensions is a big reason why you and a lot of the bands that even got to the Cap Center.
Yeah.
Well,
You know.
it was Celador. They had to give permission to Bill Washington. And
See, I didn't know. That just like
Yeah.
a tip.
They had to give permission.
See, we got the heavyweights in the house.
Hey!
Telling us.
Even Al Heyman, you know,
Right.
just couldn't
Yeah.
come in here like
Yeah.
that, you know.
Right.
Just like, for instance, everybody remembers Max Kidd.
Right.
Yeah, I
Okay.
remember. Everybody
You know,
Max Kidd.
he was the only guy that can go in them radio stations and get them guys to play your record.
Right,
Yep.
right.
You know, he was carried like that.
Ain't
So
ain't
at
been
the
another
time,
one yet.
Celador was bigger than
Dimensions
Unlimited.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, and Dimensions actually had to give their approval for anybody that Bill brought into town the first 4 or 5 years of their existence. And once they got big enough, they didn't have to go through Celador anymore. So, and plus they have a Celador in Florida.
Yeah.
They got, the Sun is running everything now. So
Yeah.
they're still around.
Because Dimensions Unlimited, they actually had Prince on a ticket back in the day.
Yeah, I was there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
That happened to be
And
the
I think
DC
along
Armory.
with
Yeah,
Celador
absolutely.
and Dimension Unlimited, it was also
I was there.
G String Productions, right?
But
Yeah.
G Street.
I know it came along more in my era.
Yeah, but they came
mean-
from Dimensions Unlimited.
Oh, G String
Well,
Productions.
well,
Okay.
It was kind of underhanded, but Bill got the better hand of it and let all of them go.
Oh,
And then
okay.
they came up with G Street Productions.
Okay. Okay.
So you
There's
know,
a lot of history.
It all turns around.
Yeah, I used to go out and do open mic for G Street Productions
Yeah.
when I first started singing. I was they had me at Mr. Henry's. They had me up. I was up in Georgetown. I was somewhere else. I mean, they used
These
to have me
promoters today,
going.
though, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's like a different ball game, man.
Yeah.
It ain't like it used to be.
The business
No,
has
the game
changed.
has changed.
Yeah, the business has changed.
Well, let me say it like DMX said it in the movie the other day. Guns don't kill people. People kill people.
Yeah.
So people don't kill the band. The band don't kill the people. It's the people that kills the band.
Well, you know, and a lot of them that are calling themselves promoters
Aren't really.
aren't promoters.
I said-
You know, yeah, from what I know, promoters are, and
Right.
they
Like
that's
this,
his promoters.
they more concerned about-
they're more
What they
bookies than
pocket get.
anything. But
Yeah.
yeah, I was calling more bookies than anything because the promoters back then put in the work.
Right.
They really put in the work. And with you know what your job was, they knew what their job was. They wasn't trying to get you to do their job.
Yeah, they actually had street teams.
You know, all of that,
We played with Earth, Wind, and Fire the first time they came to town.
Yep.
At the,
DC Army.
DC Armory, I was there.
We played with the Commodores the first time they came to town at a school's gym.
Yep.
And I could go on with that.
Yeah,
You know.
a guy had a picture of Lionel Richardson playing in the basement of a church.
Mm-hmm.
And he said he used to do that on the regular. I was like, what? It was an older guy. But he showed me the picture, and he said he used to set up the table and the chairs and stuff. So I was like, wow.
Well, see, we all, I mean,
Had to
had
start
that,
from
had,
somewhere.
had that grind,
Yeah.
had that grind, you know, era.
Mentality,
Where you
yeah.
had to put in the grind, you have to put in the work. A lot of people don't look at it like that. Like, for instance, Central High School. Barcades played at their prom.
Right.
Wow.
I didn't know who they were. Let me help you carry your equipment in, you know.
Uh-huh.
And I'm looking like, this is when they had the Black Rock album out.
Yeah. Larry was
Believe it or not,
singing.
they played through 2 Shure PAs. 1 Shure PA on this side, with 2 on this side, and 2 on that side.
Wow.
At Central Avenue's Homecoming. Homecoming.
Wow. That's back in the
I
day.
had no idea who they were.
We done went through some history here.
Yeah.
Then everybody was playing well, not everybody, but Holy Ghost.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah.
became a
That song
sample.
right now today, I still rock that much of it.
Yeah.
But see,
That
like,
beat, whew.
The versions.
like Ola with his group, of course, he's putting in the grind.
That's right.
But he's trying to keep less of the drama in this process.
See, as you've gotten older,
Right, mature in the game.
You have to.
Right.
And speaking of that, I'm glad you said that because I was, because he mentioned the style of music. As you get older, I think your music should grow up too. I mean, if not even lyrics, your approach of it and everything is
Right, should mature.
Exactly, and so because the wonderful thing about go-go is that it's broad, real broad. You could if you take a page out of Chuck's book, every genre of music found its way into go-go through Chuck.
Yes, it
With
did.
rather it was the Jamaican style, the old everything.
Yeah, because
blues.
we had Jill on here, Greenlee.
Right.
We had Jill Greenlee on here
Yeah.
about 2 weeks ago, and she
Yeah.
told us
Yeah.
how when she was working with Chuck and when she first started, she said because a lot of people say, well, this white chick coming here talking about I am go-go, but
Yeah.
she was in the root of it,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
she was explaining how. Yeah, she was explaining how it is a broad thing but like somebody was interviewing Chuck Brown's son yesterday on the evening news, and they kept asking why, since it's so broad, you say go-go is a broad thing.
It's broad. Nobody ever heard rock in go-go till EU did it. Rock would have never made its way into go-go if EU didn't do it first.
Right.
Well, I ain't gonna say if they didn't do it first. They were the first to do it and the only to do it up to this day. I think the What Band is doing it a little bit.
I haven't even really been.
Because I was going to mention it
gearing
too.
up to these other groups. What Band? I don't
They
know.
probably
Might
ain't doing
be.
it, but that guitar player for the What Band, yeah, he put me in the mind like a young Tina.
Yeah.
He got
Yeah.
that rock.
But
So-
see, there was I'm sorry, Tom. Go
And I was saying all this to say because the Haru music experience, we fuse a lot of that.
All of that together.
That old, so we really like to party. So what we do is reach down into those old funk band kind of styles, blended with some good pushing R&B, and people appreciate it because it's really musical, and you can really.
And that's what Jill
It really
was
makes
saying.
it, yeah.
Dance off.
Right, and that's what Jill was
you
saying.
can dance, and it's
Right.
still good to the ear,
Right.
and because a lot of people who don't understand or who don't appreciate it, well, what I call it, they just all they hear is what I call the nook. All they hear is the nook, and but it with most of the real good musicians, there is order to that too, opposed to just jumping out there and just clanging
beating
on
and
stage.
playing, right.
Yeah.
Let me give you a brief history on how go-go started.
Really started.
How
Yeah.
it really started.
All right, now we want to hear this one.
Yeah,
This is what you want to hear. When we were still under Dimensions Unlimited with Bill Washington, he wanted us to have some place to go to play when we weren't on the road. So we decided on a Thursday night. They came up with the Panorama Room to give this show.
You talking about Leadhead?
No, yeah, Leadhead, right. Then they said, well, what are we going to call it? At the time, something at the Go-Go was famous on TV. So they said, well, let's call it a Friday Night Go-Go. There was no go-go music, but they called it a Friday Night Go-Go.
Mm-hmm.
We played it the first 2 times by ourselves. And when the next Thursday came up, well, before the next Thursday came up, I told Bill that I didn't want to play the whole night. Guess who he called to come in on our 3rd night?
There you go.
Chuck.
Chuck.
That's right. It wasn't Chuck then. It was just Soul Search.
Right,
But
Soul
let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
Because Jill said Chuck came from North Carolina.
Richmond.
When he came up.
Richmond.
Okay.
Yeah, but he actually learned to play guitar someplace else.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, because he played with the Parliaments. He played with a lot of old groups. Yeah.
Okay, but that's not where he learned to play.
Okay.
Hey, Tony.
Yeah. Huh?
So,
Hey, what's up, man?
So,
hey, bro.
so
That's
they
my little
pulled
brother.
Chuck,
That's my little brother, yeah.
Soul Searchers, whichever way you want to call it, in. They played the first set. We played the second set. Our name was billed over theirs. The fourth night we played, Chuck played first, and we played. But Chuck kicked our, you know what?
Yeah.
Right.
Because they were doing what they do.
Yeah.
We came in the fifth night and played what they played and kicked them. Now, the term
crazy.
go-go came up from Thursday night go-go, Friday night go-go, Saturday night at the squad room go-go.
Yep.
I
Yep.
remember the squad.
All 3 or 4 of those go-go places, it was Chuck and us.
Yep.
When we left and went on our tour into Canada, Chuck still played them. Then they started relaying Chuck's sound to go-go.
Yep.
Because all 4 of those places was called go-go.
You're right.
Yeah.
So they start saying Chuck's playing go-go music.
Yeah.
Chuck will tell, well, if he was here, but Chuck has told plenty of folks, he didn't start out to play go-go music because there wasn't any go-go music.
Right.
Nobody did.
Yeah. So what really got him was the congas.
Yeah.
And was that Steptoe?
Nah, that was Kimboy.
Kimboy.
Kimboy was playing, yeah.
Drummer.
The conga player and the drummer kept
Never
playing.
stopped.
They just played the whole
Between the songs.
They never stopped.
Kept playing.
Yeah.
That's where the go-go music came from.
That's when it started.
And kept
That's
running
when
it.
it started.
Wow. We just got our history,
Yeah.
folks.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
sleep.
But
Like I always say.
Yeah, prior to that, when Chuck was playing, they were playing at the Ebony Inn.
Yes.
But they weren't calling it go-go music.
No, they
No,
weren't calling it
no.
go-go music.
I know, because I was there.
Yeah.
But Chuck, he played he played other
He
music.
played all
Yeah.
of it. And that's what I was
Up
saying.
until the time he died, he played other music.
Right, that's what I was saying about Jill when she came here. Chuck was the only one that really mastered infusing blues, jazz
Exactly.
into the go-go.
All
With
of
that
it.
beat.
With that beat.
Putting that up under there.
Right,
And
right.
see, and that beat came, what happened was, from back in the late 70s, when Bustin' Loose came out, that little break that they had?
Yep.
That breakdown. Once everybody heard that,
Yep.
they
Wow,
embraced
lost their
that
mind.
because they would. If you're a musician or a band and you watch the people's reaction when that thing broke down,
Yep.
it's like we gonna do that. We gonna do that. But the people in my area, the ones that mastered it first was Rare Essence.
Yeah,
Oh, infusing.
And in my no, I'm talking about that breakdown.
Oh, the
that,
breakdown
That
of the
breakdown.
pocket.
Start putting different beats.
Yeah, that break, because you right in between the song, they
Right.
break that thing down and drive, and Funk being a former DJ, everything he can stand right there and keep the
They
people.
did something with the middle.
Yeah.
Between the songs, the
Yeah.
middle. But what he said something kind of messed me up in a minute.
He can say a lot of stuff that
Because Sugarfoots, that was my man.
Yeah.
He was Chuck Brown drummer.
No,
But you were saying back then when it started off, he wasn't there.
Let me cut you off there.
Okay, go ahead.
When I mentioned the Ebony Inn, Rick's father was the drummer.
But was it go-go though? That's the thing.
No.
It wasn't go-go.
So I
No.
want to know, was Rick the first go-go drummer or was it
Kimboy.
Kenboy.
Kimboy.
It was Kim.
Kimboy.
He had the big foot.
Yeah.
He had the pocket beat.
Yes. And he would swing that hi-hat.
And these are the legends talking. This ain't me talking.
Ken was swinging that hi-hat, baby.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. Yeah, and ain't nobody stopped, man. People would stay on the floor
Yep.
all night long.
Until it
Yeah.
dropped.
Yeah. And,
They pass out.
Did they have a Congo player back then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Those
that
are
gave
common.
that gave the
I wanted
go-go
to
its
say
meaning.
that's
That
how-
gave the go-go its meaning. It just kept.
And then
Go
you
on.
just came back to the future and did it with Bobby.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So
and
it's
that's
like it's living on.
It ain't going nowhere.
But that's,
No, it ain't.
But
No,
that's
it ain't.
where I learned. I learned most of all musically, 90% of what I learned was the 5 years I spent with EU. Those guys, I was the youngest one. They taught me so much, and now I'm able to actually, do this thing myself with some knowledge up on it, because you always have the dream, the vision, but you gotta have the know-how. You can dream all you want. If you could dream about walking through that door, but if you never felt out how to turn the doorknob, you stuck behind the door. Yeah.
We played a show, and Chuck said we want to thank the young boys, Leadhead, and I said what? Yeah. Until I found out how old he was. I said, yeah, we the young boys. But when EU came on, we said we wanted to thank the young boys.
Pass it on.
Because they were younger.
Yeah.
So see, what Tony was and enlightening me about, and everyone else, the rock thing, how that came about with us, EU, is that we didn't have a keyboard player.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
You was holding everything down.
I was holding everything down. The guitar, the horns, because we had really strong horns. Butch, but I think it was Smokey, then Ula Tony. So with me playing the rock edge with the other group and playing the rock guitar. Now, mind you now, EU did have some rock flavors back then. If you remember that first album, they had the Green Album with the wing on it.
Yeah.
They used to play Donald used to play little rock parts. So when I came, I said, okay, I'm gonna do a little more with it. I'm just gonna make it like heavy metal sounding more.
Right.
So we would do that, and people would, damn, how they sounded so big? Where's the keyboard player? Then everybody else came aboard, Metro Man, Parker, Jerry Parker, and all of them. But I was still playing those parts.
Right.
So it made their work a little easier in a sense.
Enhancing.
They were seasoned musicians, but if you tell them to sit down and play such and such, because they've been playing the go-go. See, when you're around guys who can play go-go and play music like Ula Tony and us were doing, that's an advantage.
Right.
See, this is what Tony's doing in a sense. Okay, he did the Bobby Caldwell song. I love that song. And that was a great song. So he did it. There aren't too many groups out here now that can actually go up there and play that and play it and play the right notes.
Not like that.
A lot of the older go-go bands could, I believe.
No.
Not like that. Not like that.
I don't think so. Like Air Raid and some of those guys that were coming along with Essence and all of. Essence was kind of unique though.
And they still are.
Yeah, Essence. Yeah.
When it comes to music, they was the best.
Yeah, Essence.
I ain't taking that away from where it's Funky Ned.
Yeah,
I just name the names.
Yeah.
And you understand what I'm saying?
He was a tuba player, and
I know he played drums, and I found out one night down the Maverick Room.
The Maverick Room.
The Maverick Room. Well, that's was down the Maverick Room before.
Don't say the black hole. Don't name no more.
Hear me out.
Yeah.
And we used to be backstage kicking it because we used to be there. They used to be there every Wednesday. And by you going there every Wednesday, you get to know these guys. So Ned got on the drums, right? And I was just laughing at it. I said, man, get on the drums. Man, Tricky Rick was playing the music. You couldn't hear the drums because the mic was mute. He took the drumstick. You know how you do a roll, go. He was doing that joint with one left hand. Yeah. I'm like, the fuck. You know what I'm saying?
He's a talented dude,
they
man.
play with the stick like this. Rick didn't play that way. Rick played with the wrist.
Trained.
Most trained dude. That dude.
That was like the
amazing,
standard back then for drummers.
Yeah.
Like from the marching band.
Exactly.
Okay. So we coming back to the future.
Okay.
We got Haru Experience. I'm sorry. And we have October Rising. So with that being said, because I'm gonna let her just take us to 5:30. I don't want to use up too much of the juice.
Okay.
And I know you guys got to get to your families. I don't want to keep you here tonight because it's Saturday. I know the weekend you work all week and you need some time with your family.
I'm retired. I'm retired. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I can just play music all night long.
Oh, okay.
Let me say something. What Ula Tony said about you have musicians. They work during the week. Okay. The majority of the time, like 8 hours, whatever, they're working. But guys like me,
y'all still listening to music and figuring out
that's
stuff.
why we're like the night owls. We're up at night.
Practicing.
Practicing where they got to get to sleep and go to work.
Right.
You know, Ula was doing that to a point anyway.
Right.
But when you're doing that for a period of time, it starts weighing you down. It'll start to wear you down, and you lose your creativity. With me, anyway, you start losing your creative juices when you like working. Gotta go to practice. And these musicians today, no disrespect to them, but I call them musician whores.
They playing with 5-6 different
Yeah,
bands.
In meaning?
Yeah.
Oh, 5 or 6 bands, jumping from band to band.
And guys like Ula Tony, who wants to have a consistent group, it's kind of hard.
It's real hard.
And it's
Well, we just found out, wasn't it, bro?
and it's hard with October Rising because we're in a state right now where we're auditioning new members because ones were playing with different groups and they couldn't do things. It's hard to have a self-contained band.
I think it comes from everything evolving. You see, like back then, it wasn't a whole lot of bands. Probably was under 10 bands.
10 bands.
Then later on, I'm talking about the go-go. Like, I'm just saying, in the go-go ring, right? And then 5 years, 10 years later, you might got 50 or 100. And then now, fast forward. So people now, it ain't no loyalty to the band. It's loyalty to me. Because if I can make $110, $15, $20 hitting this set for 45 minutes an hour, I ain't doing nothing Wednesday. Let me go over here. You know, and then you're like, damn, I just seen him. But see, what happened is that's kind of mess up the sound.
Get messy.
It is.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because that sound there, then you hear it over there, it ain't no uniqueness.
Yeah, because
it's hard to have an identity.
Right.
chemistry is developed over time.
Right. Bonding.
And goes. And if you bouncing, you know, you could actually be the square wheel. I mean, you're not as
productive as you need.
as the rest of them. You know, because you know while you walking with with your strings loose, everybody else got theirs
But you know what I
tied.
put that on? The managers, because you got some bands out here right now that won't allow their band members to play with nobody else. Don't care whether they playing that way or not. Just like you said earlier about the girl, and she only can make 2 practices.
Right.
So you're not helping the situation. Now, if you're a good rapper and you got some fans and you playing with us, but then on Thursday nights you over here, your fan might say, well, I might like that band better. I'm gonna wait till they come over here. So you hurting the band. Yeah. You know, it's different ways you can look at it, but that's just my take on it.
Well, the manager I have, she works diligently and hard. She got her hands full, and just myself, because on the comeback or the name, because I thought nobody would actually remember who Ula Tony was, or even and with this new generation, some of them they still don't. But all the energy and all the work she's been put in, people know now. Right. In the last 4 years, people know.
You got a good product. And the first time I seen you, y'all was down 7th Street. I mean down what's that? 8th Street.
H, yeah.
And I mean y'all rocked that joint, and I was like, damn. And I'm gonna give a shout out to y'all back then, y'all Congo player.
Yes, yeah.
That was my first time seeing him. He's a beast.
Oh yeah.
Like, this dude, it's like his energy just kept going.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's what you gotta have in this game, man. But we like to we're real. We are very, very, very musical in our thing. But when you get high up on the music, but when you break down and push that drive, it's still there. I'm so grateful to have that. It's not easy because go-go is, you can learn a little bit of it on paper, but if you don't have that feel, then it's
there. They ain't gonna come out.
I tell you, I was on the road with New Edition for a while with the Stone City Band, and they knew about the go-go, they knew where I came from, and they tried to just tap into it. You can't. If you don't have it here and here, you can't. You just can't. I watched them. It was amazing thing to see, because I thought, because this is where I come from and that's all I knew at the time, and actually playing, that anybody could do it if they just listen. No, if you don't feel that thing, I've had drummers, I've had other percussionists and all that, and if you don't have that feel and spend some time with it,
You got it. The Clint got something
yeah,
special.
you just don't. You just don't.
Prince
you know.
tried it.
You
Prince
know.
tried it.
Yep.
But that's true about
Get off 24 position in one night stand.
23 scriptures in a one.
Oh, it wasn't
What?
He
position?
changed it.
Oh, okay.
23 scriptures in a one night.
Yeah.
He flipped the script
Well, I
over.
stuck on the
Yeah.
I thought I heard.
You feeling that head thing?
Oh.
Yeah. Lord.
but to comment on what he just said, it's true of every vein of music.
Yeah.
You can't play gospel unless you feel it. It will creep through that you ain't doing it. You know? You can't play R&B straight if you are a rock player. You know, and you can't play rock. I mean, some people have a couple of things that they can step on the floor and kind of but it ain't rock.
Right.
So it's the same thing with go-go.
Right.
You know, and I know plenty of musicians. I know a ton of musicians, and only a few of them can play go-go because that's what they play. You know,
It's done.
and don't mention jazz.
That's a whole nother language.
If you
whole
throw
nother
another
level.
language in there when you start playing, now
Yeah.
I tell people that I cover jazz.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't play jazz.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, okay.
I give you a couple of them runs here and there, but after that, you know, you need a new guitar player. If you want a strictly jazz guitar player, I'm not it. You know, so it's true all the way around the circle with music. You know.
Yes, it is. And with that being said, we almost running through the time.
Okay.
We'll get you kings back to your families. My question is, since we got
That's how we did it last time too.
we got who I experienced?
Haru.
Haru. The
Haru is on
Haru.
fire.
Yeah.
Okay, there you
Yeah.
go. That'll keep it in my head. With the Haru experience and October Rising, can we get? I got a club. I got a date every last Saturday till 2020.
Yeah.
Can I get me some Haru and some October Rising experience mixed together? You just said y'all even though
Yeah, we
y'all
in the
different
talk.
sounds.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's just talk about
this guy right here in the black.
Yeah, we gotta talk to you.
Yeah, we
gotta talk to your lady.
yeah, we already in the talks with it, and
Okay.
we gonna make it happen.
Okay.
We
It's
gonna
gonna be
make
a
it.
lot of fun.
Planning
Yeah.
to do a show.
No, I have a club, a venue that I promote every Thursday. Me and Brother Lance, and I just introduced as of when the weather started, approaching like spring. I went to the owner and I said, well, let me have every last Saturday. I want to do something big every last Saturday of the month. And I know it's getting warm now. We haven't had that much coming out. We had the Encore band, we had the OXB band, we had the band that I was in with Brother Lance, the music group. So, we building up where bands can play there. And it's small, but it's a good sound, and we party hard, and it's like got its own parking. It's the old Players Lounge. Cross street from the Playhouse. Annapolis Hall. It's called the Bass Lounge.
Okay.
It's a Caribbean restaurant lounge now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right where it's split out. Right where the split.
Right where that fork at, you go to the
Playhouse is
left,
on the
and it's
left,
right
yeah.
there on the right.
Yeah.
With the little lights, you see the little lights and everything. He's been in operation, I think, 2 years. But with that being said, he's going to do some more upgrading. He's going to pave the complete back. It's a huge parking lot. He's going to pave the back part of it, which we was thinking about, doing outside events and stuff like that. So,
Keep us in mind.
Yeah.
so
Don't
we
forget
got.
lead head too now.
Okay, I ain't gonna forget.
Yeah, don't forget lead
I ain't
head
gonna
too.
forget that. No, I ain't forget that. But with that being said, I am humbly grateful that you guys gave us this time. We appreciate it. You must come back again to keep us on update on both bands.
Yeah.
And Haru
Yeah.
Experience is at Allure 711 H Street every Thursday.
Every Thursday.
Every Thursday.
They was cranking this past Thursday.
Yeah, we stopped them, me and Brother Lines. We skipped out Thursday night to go check out them. So they was doing their thing. And so go check them out every Thursday. And October Rising, what you guys got coming up?
We're actually revamping the group right now.
Okay.
Like I said, we've put in 2 new singers right now.
Okay.
So we will probably start back up the 1st of June.
Okay.
What's
Okay.
what's
That
in June
poster, that
for-
the flyer
for
you
Leadhead?
sent. July 6th for Leadhead is going to be with Jimmy Smooth.
Okay.
Jimmy Smooth and Leadhead at the Bowie Elks Lodge.
That's Leadhead and Jimmy.
Jimmy Smooth.
Smooth.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Jimmy Stewart.
Jimmy Smooth.
No, I hope he ain't.
He gone.
I know they try to say he my daddy, but we ain't gonna go there. But anyway, it's a long story. But anyway. Anyway, that's what we're going to be doing. 2GO is going to try to get these bands to come together so you guys can get the ultimate experience of legendary musicians. So, and we will have you guys back to keep us up on order. You're welcome to come back when you're putting
Great.
some new stuff out or when you're doing something new.
We're working on
You're
some
welcome
stuff
to
now.
come here, use this platform to tell the people, let them know to plug them, and we will offer you guys that anytime you feel you're ready to come through.
Yes.
So,
Absolutely.
so that being said, one love. Want to say something, brother?
No, I just
Close
want
it
to thank
out.
y'all for coming out. Like they said, y'all could have been anywhere else.
Thank you for having us,
Y'all
man.
took the time out to share
Thank
with
you
us.
for having
We
us.
appreciate you.
Thanks so
Missed
much.
you, Dre.
And as I say all the time,
I'll see you soon, sis.
as I say all the time, one love, one thug. If you see somebody walking by, just give them some love. Until the next episode, don't sleep. We'll see you